На наших фабриках и заводах работает весь капиталист. Работают труженики фабрик и заводов. Руководят фабриками и заводами люди из народа. Это и называется у нас социализмом на деле. На наших полях работают труженики земли. Без помещиков, без кулаков. Руководят этими работами люди из народа. Это и называется у нас социализмом в быту.
In the background was the growing struggle between two great powers to shape the post-war world. Soviet Russia was expensively stabbing westward, knifing into nations left empty by war. On orders from the Kremlin, Russia had launched one of history's most drastic political, moral, and economic wars, a Cold War. The United States was obliged to help Europe safeguard its traditional freedoms.
1月18日。 是天津人民永远不会忘记的一天。天津开始进入社会主义社会了，全市的手工业者全部参加了手工业合作社，郊区农民加入了高级农业生产合作社，工商业全部实行了公私合营，喜讯传遍了全市。
By 1956, with the completion of socialist transformation, China's social and economic structures had undergone fundamental change. Socialist public ownership dominated the economy. A basic socialist economic system had taken root, based on public ownership of the means of production.
The regime's first moves was to bring all of the country's industry under state control. Production goals were established by Peking, and loyal party members became the new management, replacing the former owners. The workers were told that their obligations were to the state. Then, in the 1950s, the Soviet Union began pouring in financial, technical, and scientific aid. The first objective was to build up heavy industry. Modern steel mills were built and expanded. For in order to produce machines, to industrialize, a nation must first have steel. While Chinese production figures are generally inflated, Western experts acknowledge that steel production has increased by more than 10 times since 1949. Heavy industry began to develop on a large scale. China was developing the capacity to produce complex modern machinery.
The Thinking Machine.
Hello again. With me tonight is Professor Jerome B. Wiesner, Director of the Research Laboratory of Electronics at MIT. Dr. Wiesner, what really worries me today is what's going to happen to us if machines can think. And what interests me specifically is, can they? Now,
while most computer scientists saw it as a mere number cruncher, a small group thought that the digital computer had a much grander destiny. Being a general-purpose machine, it could be programmed to do things which in humans require intelligence, play games like checkers and chess, and solve brain teasers.
Let's see what it's turning out.
The field became known as artificial intelligence.
Can machines really think? Even the scientists argue that one.
I'm convinced that machines can and will think. I don't mean that machines will behave like men. I don't think for a very long time we're going to have a difficult problem distinguishing a man from a robot.
In my opinion, it is the biggest risk that we face as a civilization is artificial intelligence. We have 5 years. I think digital superintelligence will happen in my lifetime. If AI has a goal and humanity just happens to be in the way, it will destroy humanity as a matter of course, without even thinking about it. No hard feelings. It's just like if we're building a road and an anthill happens to be in the way, we don't hate ants. We're just building a road. And so goodbye anthill.
For me, the bottom line is that people who talk about risks with AI should not be dismissed as, oh, Luddites, scaremongers. they're doing safety engineering, where you think through everything that can go wrong so that you can guarantee that it goes right. And that's how we're successfully going to send our species into an inspiring future with AI.
We created it. So I think as we move forward, this intelligence will contain parts of us. And I think the question is, will it contain the good parts or the bad parts?
With each search, we train it to be better. Sometimes we type in the search and it tells us the answer before you've finished asking the question. You know, who is the president of Kazakhstan? And it'll just tell you. You don't have to go to the Kazakhstan national website to find out.
I think you just have to consider, like, even in the benign scenario where if AI is much smarter than a person, what do we do?
Yeah.
What job do we have?
Believe in a benevolent AI force and cross our fingers.
Yeah, just like but that's the benign scenario. Benign scenario, the AI can do any job that a human can, but better.
Yeah.
That's the benign scenario.
At some point in the early 21st century, all of mankind was united in celebration. We marveled at our own magnificence as we gave birth to AI.
AI? You mean artificial intelligence?
A singular consciousness that spawned an entire race of machines. We don't know who struck first, us or them, but we know that it was us that scorched the sky.
The robots going down the streets, they're like, what are you talking about? Man, we want to make sure we don't have killer robots going down the street. Once they're going down the street, it is too late. Google acquired DeepMind several years ago. DeepMind operates as a semi-independent subsidiary of Google. The thing that makes DeepMind unique is that DeepMind is absolutely focused on creating digital superintelligence, an AI that is vastly smarter than any human on Earth and ultimately smarter than all humans on Earth combined.